Dark clouds gather over Waverly at dusk. A single spark lights the sky, then vanishes. A whisper follows on the wind. She's here. The city holds its breath as night slides over the rooftops. Lights flicker in shop windows, and in the glass we catch the faint glow of runes that were not there a second ago. A bus rolls past, empty, as if even the streets do not want to be seen. The camera floats above the avenue, silent, then drops into an alley where a circle of chalk has been scrubbed away, no handprints. No footprints, just the echo of a spell that refuses to die. Wind rises. Magic was supposed to sleep, the narrator murmurs. Voice calm but tight. But magic remembers. A shadow glides across brick, long and thin, and stops on a rusted door. The lock clicks by itself. Inside, dust hangs in the air like tiny stars. A single candle wakes, casting a soft ring of light that shakes as if afraid. On a back wall, a family photo rattles in its frame, laughter trapped in old paper, while tiny bolts of blue dance across the glass. Heartbeat begins, slow. We pass the photo and drift down a narrow stair where water taps like a clock. A sigil scratched into stone pulses once, twice, then fades. The floor sighs. A whisper slips through the room, not loud, but clear enough to raise the skin. Freya! The name floats there a moment, and with it a rush of cold that fogs the lens. Beat, outside, the wind flips through a newspaper on the curb. Headlines blur, but one word stands out. Tremor. The ground shivers like it heard its own name. We tilt up to the skyline, where storm clouds knit themselves tight, thread by thread, and a thin seam of lightning stitches them shut. The lights in the diners and corner stores flick once more, then hold as if they have agreed to stay brave. Music swells, then hushes. In the silence, the soft pad of steps crosses a rooftop. Not hurried. Not slow. Certain. A coat edge snaps in the gust, but we never see the face. Only a hand, bare, steady, tracing a sign in the air. The lines hang like smoke. They do not fade. They wait. Somewhere far below, a door opens, and laughter spills out before being pulled back inside a normal night reaching for itself while the sky says no. Glass chime. The camera slides to a billboard, the paint peeling, the smiling model now cracked down the middle. For a blink, the crack glows gold. It spreads into the shape of a compass. It points west. It holds. Every city has a secret map, the narrator breathes, and tonight, it redraws itself. Quick flashes, a subway car emptying in a blink. A street vendor's flame puffing into a spiral. A black cat pausing with one paw raised. The cat looks past us, then bows its head as if to someone we cannot see. The heartbeat returns, a little faster now, counting down, counting toward. A window slams somewhere. A child's toy rolls into light and stops at the edge of a chalk mark we did not notice before, fresh, damp, alive. The mark begins to climb the wall, thin as a vein, bright as a promise. Whisper-layered voices. Freya, Freya. The alley wind swirls the chalk dust into a small, bright storm that rises and collapses into a single glittering point. The point hangs at eye level. It blinks like a star trying to decide what it wants to be. A drum stops. The wind stops. The city waits. Then the point breaks open, soft and clean, spilling a thin ribbon of light that curls toward us like a smile that knows more than it says. Magic was never gone, the narrator says, almost kind now. It was waiting for her. The ribbon snaps out, the sky inhales, and the screen cuts to black as a distant bell tolls once. The storm over Waverly grows darker. Each bolt of lightning carving shapes into the night sky that don't vanish like normal. They hang there, symbols written in fire, shifting and twisting before dissolving into smoke. The people below walk faster, pretending not to see, pretending it's just thunder. But every face knows something old is stirring again. Inside the Russo family lair, candles flicker though no one lit them. Alex paces, her hands glowing faintly, sparks jumping whenever her temper flares. The walls are thinner, she whispers, running her palm across the stone, feeling it hum. Justin rifles through ancient books, pages brittle and stained, muttering spells that should steady the ground but fail. Each word he speaks only makes the walls shake harder. Max leans against the stair railing, eyes darting, trying to laugh it off but failing as the ceiling groans above him. Heartbeat quickens under dialogue. The camera pans across the room, old wands, dusty spell jars, scrolls that shiver as if breathing. A single map on the wall begins to move, rivers shifting, streets rewriting themselves. Justin gasps, tracing the glowing line with his finger. She's rewriting the city, the words hang in the air like frost. Alex snaps her head up, her voice sharper now. Who? Justin looks back, face pale, lips dry. He doesn't answer, but the silence speaks her name. Cut to outside, the storm lashes harder, but the rain refuses to touch the ground. Each drop stops mid-air, hanging in place like glass beads. The street is frozen in that breathless moment. A woman's laugh rolls through the rain, low and haunting, but no one is there. The laugh twists into a whisper, repeating the same word, balance. The drops fall all at once, exploding into steam as they hit the ground. A subway train screeches to a stop. The lights inside go black, then flicker back to life, revealing the passengers gone, seats empty, luggage left behind. Quick flashes. Alex dueling an unseen figure in the dark, her face set with fury. Justin chanting, his hands trembling as light slips through his grip. Max clutching an amulet he doesn't understand, staring at it like it might bite. The city itself begins to rebel. Doors lock themselves, windows slam, staircases shift direction. A shop sign bursts into sparks, arranging letters into a single word. Freya. The letters burn in silence, then collapse into ash that drifts into the shape of a wing before fading away. The narrator's voice rises. Rougher now, as if the storm speaks through them. The balance between worlds is breaking. And Waverly is the fault line. Cut to a shadowy rooftop. A silhouette stands against the storm, coat whipping in the wind. Her hands trace sigils in the air that burn brighter than the lightning behind her. We don't see her face, only the glow of her eyes, gold and unblinking. Below, the Russos watch, fear and awe tangled in their gaze. Alex clenches her fists, but her voice cracks when she speaks. She's not supposed to be here. Drumbeat slows, deeper, heavier. The screen flickers to quick cuts, stormwater flooding streets that rise into rivers, school hallways bending into endless tunnels. A mirror cracking as a pale hand pushes through from the other side. In every reflection shop glass, puddles, even the shine of a spoon, the same figure appears. Freya, waiting, the sound shifts into a pulse like blood rushing in ears. The narrator's voice lowers, almost a whisper. The city remembers her. The magic obeys her. And the family must choose fight her or follow her. Thunder splits the frame white. For a second, we see her outline fully, hair whipping like fire, cloak burning with symbols. The heartbeat stops. Silence. Then a child's voice far away, sweet but chilling. Freya's here. The camera pulls back, showing the city skyline bathed in unnatural light. Waverly trembles, alive and awake, waiting for the storm to break open. Asterisk, a whisper, layered with voices, children, elders, strangers, seeps through, and now... She's here, the crack widens. Light pours out, flooding an abandoned street in Waverly. The walls bend as if bowing. The street lamps burn too bright, then shatter, sparks raining in perfect circles. In the center, the air thickens like smoke. From that haze, a figure steps forward, boots hitting the wet ground with a rhythm that silences the storm. Every raindrop freezes again, hanging in the air around her like 1,000 tiny mirrors. The camera tilts low, showing only fragments, her hand brushing across suspended drops, each one glowing at her touch. Her cloak dragging in the water, leaving golden ripples behind. Her shadow stretching impossibly long, twisting into shapes that flicker like wings. The audience never sees her face, only the suggestion of id eyes glowing from beneath the hood. Brighter than lightning, softer than fire, but unyielding. Drumbeat begins, slow, then faster, across town. Alex clutches her wand so tightly the wood cracks. She stumbles back as the lair's walls glow with runes she's never seen. Justin, sweat dripping, scrambles to match symbols in ancient texts. His voice cracks. She doesn't just use magic, she commands it. Max stares into the air, the amulet around his neck blazing in answer. pulled toward the glow outside like a compass. Cut back to Freya. She raises one hand, fingers spread wide. The rain shifts, no longer falling, but swirling, weaving into spirals. Each spiral takes shape. Wolves, ravens, serpents, all made of liquid light, circling her silently. With a single breath, they vanish into her palm. The silence that follows is louder than thunder. The narrator speaks, voice trembling with awe and fear. She does not wait for power. Power waits for her. Montage begins, rapid cuts. Alex hurling a fire spell that Freya absorbs into her cloak without flinching. Justin casting barrier after barrier, only to watch them peel away like paper. Max shouting her name, but the wind steals his voice before it reaches her. The city itself bends, traffic lights turn blue, subway rails twist into knots, glass windows ripple like water, heartbeat accelerates. Close up, Freya lowering her hood. The screen shakes, her face hidden in shadow, but her golden eyes pierce through. They lock onto Alex, cold, unblinking, endless. For a split second, Alex falters. Wand trembling, flashback style cuts strike the screen. Alex and her family smiling in their shop. Justin poring over books, Max cracking a joke. Then the cuts blur, replaced by vision streets burning with golden fire, towers collapsing, the world split in half. In every vision, Freya stands at the center, calm, untouched. Her voice finally slips into the soundscape, soft yet sharp, like glass sliding across stone. You can't stop what has already begun. The words echo and twist, replaying themselves in distorted tones, spilling into every corner of the city. Children cover their ears in bed, shopkeepers drop their keys, streetlights flicker Morse code in panic. Alex shouts, trembling but fierce, "We'll fight you!" Her voice echoes into the storm. Freya tilts her head, eyes narrowing, lips curving just slightly, not quite a smile, not quite a threat. "Fight?" she whispers, barely moving. "Or follow?" The storm erupts. Golden lightning cracks, splitting buildings, carving runes into the earth itself. The city map redraws again, lines glowing, all leading toward one pointer. Justin drops the book, staring in disbelief. She's rewriting destiny. Final montage of this section. Freya stepping onto a rooftop, cloak spreading like wings. The skyline behind her glows gold, towers bending toward her presence. Alex, Justin, and Max stare upward, shadows stretching, fear written across their faces. The rain finally falls again, harder than before, soaking everything except her. She remains untouched, radiant, unstoppable. The narrator's final line in this section drops like a verdict. Freya has arrived, and the world will not leave unchanged. Asterisk, a silence too heavy for words hangs over the screen. Then bang. A shockwave tears through Waverly, rattling glass and snapping power lines like twigs. Sparks rain down in slow motion, each ember glowing with shapes of runes that dissolve before touching the ground. The storm splits open above the city, not with lightning but with rivers of golden fire pouring across the sky. Every building hums, every window rattles, as if the city itself has been pulled into her spell. Freya stands in the center, arms raised, and the golden rivers bend toward her like obedient serpents. Drums hammer faster, heartbeat pounding in sync. Alex, Justin, and Max sprint through collapsing streets. Pavement buckles under their feet, splitting into glowing cracks. Alex shouts a spell, flames leaping into her hands, but the fire twists free, curling into the air before vanishing into the storm. She's taking everything. Alex cries, her voice sharp with panic. Justin stops, pages flying from his book, chanting an incantation with every ounce of strength. A barrier blossoms around them, blue light pushing against the storm, but cracks ripple across it within seconds. Cut Freya's golden eyes widen, unblinking, unshaken. She flicks her wrist and the barrier shatters like glass, fragments scattering into sparks. Max raises the amulet again, clutching it tight, his voice breaking. "Why us?" The amulet glows brighter, pulsing with a rhythm not his own. The pulse answers hers. The narrator's voice, fierce and urgent, slices through the chaos. Friend or foe? The choice will change everything. Cut to rapid-fire flashes, Alex lunging forward, face streaked with rain, scream lost in the storm. Justin scribbling runes in the dirt with shaking hands, lightning burning them alive the moment he finishes. Max dropping to his knees, the amulet glowing so brightly it blinds the frame. Freya stepping calmly through walls of fire, untouched. Each step heavier than thunder. The music escalates to a deafening rhythm. Strings screeching like alarms. The streets twist into spirals. Cars hover inches above the ground, weightless. The river surges backward, flowing upstream. In the sky, runes burn into constellations, rewriting the stars. The camera zooms close to Freya's lips. She whispers one word, too quiet for the ear but loud enough for the soul. Decide, cut to black, but the silence doesn't hold. Another wave of images crashes in. Alex facing Freya with blazing defiance. Justin pushing his body beyond breaking point, channeling magic too strong for one wizard. Max screaming her name, voice echoing as if the city itself shouts with him. A shadow flashes, an army of spectral creatures forming behind. Freya, wolves, ravens, and shapes too twisted to name. Their eyes glow gold, ready, waiting for her command. The narrator roars, each word wrapped in thunder. The fight for Waverly has begun? The music cuts. Only the heartbeat remains, faster, frantic. Text slams onto the screen in bold. Glowing letters, Wizards Beyond Waverly Place, Season 2. Episode 3 inches, Freya's here. Clips roll faster now. Too quick to hold. Alex screaming in rage, Freya raising her hand against the storm. Justin's spell tearing through the earth. Max clutching the amulet as it bursts into flame, the city splitting. The family torn apart. One last flash, the skyline burns gold. A single golden eye opens in the storm. It blinks. Everything goes dark. The final whisper curls through the silence, soft and chilling. The real game has just begun.